It's now time for Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, live on the Woodward Sports Network. Every day, 2 to 4 p.m. Starring Ryan Ermanni, Michigan great and former NFL baller Braylon Edwards, and of course, Tom Mazaway. Let's talk some sports.
Let's go. Wednesday show, December 13th, 2023. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. Woodward Sports Network, woodwardsports.com, fox2detroit.com if you're watching live on the Fox Local app. If you are watching on YouTube, our bread and butter, hit that like button, subscribe. Coming up on 60,000 subscribers on this platform. Braylon Edwards, good afternoon to you, my friend.
Good afternoon to you too, Ryan Ermanni, as I'm in my coaching shirt. This shirt makes me look like I'm a coach on the staff right about now. I'm going to start with a quick, one of my favorite movies, Semi-Pro. Great movie. Will Ferrell, funny as hell. Maz, you appreciate it. Takes place in the Flint Tropics.
Oh, yeah, the Tropics.
This is obviously when you're trying to get the ABA, the NBA. But anyway, regardless, one of my favorite lines in the movie is ELE. He says that the whole movie, ELE, everybody love everybody. And I start today with saying, everybody love everybody. Matt, you'll be happy to know I have a dinner date tonight.
Oh, you do?
I have a dinner date tonight.
Where are we going?
I have a dinner. Matt, we are going.
Where are we going?
Very soon. It is a dinner in Ann Arbor. It was an auction item that was bid on at the Chad Tuff event.
I love that.
I have to pick, I have the pleasure of picking Lloyd Carrup. Tonight is 6.
Get out of
and
here.
we're going out to dinner with the guy that won the bidding. I know you guys appreciate that. So I get a chance to see Lloyd, so I had to get a fresh cut. That's why it's not cut.
You're all lined up beautifully.
I had to switch Thursdays to Wednesdays. I had to get a cut, had to get clean, had to stand upright. And the first thing he says, and last thing as I turn over your mask, he texts me and says, hey, make sure you have gas. Remember I told you the gas story? I ran out of gas.
I love it.
So I'm
excited. He don't forget anything.
No, he doesn't. I should have never told him, but I'm glad I did. So I got a date with Lloyd Carr and some other guy.
I love that. By the way, I'm all lined up today,
I see you,
too.
brother. Looking good,
want to
man.
thank my girl Becca over here at the headquarters, Lady Jane's 15 in Woodward. Lined me up real nice today. Got to give her a shout-out. Tom Mazaway, good afternoon to you, my friend.
I've been lined up for a few days now.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Got only got a little bit of hair left, but try my best.
It's a haircut week. It is a haircut week.
You know what we should have done is, you're still in the group chat. How about I text Brian Urlacher and be like, yo, hook Maz up with the restore hair.
That would be awesome. Man.
I'm going to hit him up and see what, because that's the group that he works with.
That's got to be painful, though.
I don't think so. I don't think the end result is
painful.
Good.
He looks good.
He does. I'm telling you, the funniest thing was him at the podium for the Hall of Fame. You're looking at this bald head bust, and he's got all this hair. It was like, it's not the same person.
No.
So I'm going to get you hooked up, man.
Thanks, buddy.
Hey, special shout out to the great JB, Jeremy Bryant, in the house today, playing hurt. This guy, this guy over here is the real deal.
Jamaica or the strip club. I'm telling you. I'm still telling you. It's either
he leaves Jamaica
or he's at the Butt Hut. I don't know which one.
The what?
The Butt Hut. Strip club.
Oh, man.
It's the
It's a family show.
Hut is a word.
I tried to clean it up as much as you could.
Yeah.
It's a nice way to say it.
JB, good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you guys.
And the great Pete Spivak in the house as well.
Strike first, strike hard, baby.
No mercy.
Cobra Kai.
Yeah, what is it? Strike first, strike hard.
No mercy, sir.
No mercy, sir. That's right.
All of them are working at Walmart. Should have kept it cordial.
Big show for you guys today. Top of hour number 2. We'll have our weekly chat with Dan Miller, voice of the Lions, Fox 2 sports director. Also, as part of our Wolverine Wednesdays, we'll talk to Intern Alex, sponsored by our friends at Skinny Butcher.
Hey, Dan moved up today. It's 2:30
Oh,
today.
2:30
Yeah.
today. Forgive me.
It's okay.
So 30 minutes into the show.
Because he's today is a
it's a short week.
It's a short week.
It's a short week.
So he'll be
got-
joining us from AP.
Look at that.
There you go.
How about that? So,
There we go.
Well, you know what? Let's just start there, right?
Okay.
I mean, with the Detroit Lions, as this week has gone on, now today, Wednesday, I find myself talking myself back into the fact that the Lions are fine. There's nothing to see here. They're going to just go ahead and beat the Broncos on Saturday night and squash all of our fears about the direction of this football team. We as a people are so capable of talking ourselves into things and out of things. Do you find yourself moving in that direction, Braylon? By the way, it is important to know, and take this for what it's worth. The Lions did open up against the Broncos a 4-point favorite. The money has gone on the Lions in this one, despite the fact that the Denver Broncos have won 6 of 7. That line has jumped up to 5.
Just don't go to you know what.
5.5.
Correct.
Then it'll come back down.
Please.
No, I'm not talking myself back into the Detroit Lions, and here's why. I was the one that always started off in 2021 being the guy, hey, I got to see it. Talking about what the Lions have been, talking about who the Lions players are, talking about what I didn't see. So I got to see it. You saw that season play out. Then the next season, I still got to see it. I don't believe in the Lions. Then the 8-2 happened at the end of the season last year. Still didn't fully believe in the Lions. I did not. And then this season happened. And in the offseason, I started believing more and more. Then I started to get biased towards the Lions. Then I got to the point where the Lions were my team. Then it got to the point where I was blinded by everything that was going on, drinking the Lions Kool-Aid. And I started assessing, and then I started to do what I had done so well in the past. I started ignoring the signs that I saw as when I didn't like the Lions or when I needed to see or a professional answer out of me. So I've seen this whole thing play out. And the whole time I'm still lobbying for the Lions. I'm like, well, you know what? This game, you know what? They should just go down there and win. You know, it's not about how you win. No, well, it's the defense that's doing this, or it's the offense. Well, Jared Goff, it's Frank Ragnow. You know, if you don't have Frank Ragnow, I've been making excuses, and I got to take a step back, Ryan. Do I still believe this team can be a team that wins the division? They definitely should still win the division. Do I believe this team is a team that could still win a game at home in the first round of playoffs? I definitely still believe that. But as it relates to anything else, I'm not just going to believe that the Lions are going to go out there and beat the Broncos, who are also in a playoff chase of their own under Sean Payton and Russell Wilson, who's having one of the better years of any quarterback in the NFL. Basically, a reset from last year. I don't believe that they will beat the Cowboys in 3 weeks, and I don't know if they will necessarily split. Or excuse me, not split, but beat the Minnesota Vikings twice. So I got to go back to how I first started, and then I got to see it because there's a lot of things wrong with the Detroit Lions right now, and I think that's fair to say.
Absolutely.
I got to see it this week. I got to see something change. I don't need to see Jared Goff go out there and have 4 touchdown passes and 335 yards. I don't need to see Dave Montgomery have 280 yards rushing. I am a logistical guy. I just need to go out there and see guys doing their assignment. I need to see an offensive coordinator that is trusting his players, trusting his offense. I need to see an offensive line that can make some assessment, make some movement, even in the case of Frank Ragnow being out there. So I'm now in the space of just, hey, I got to see it on the field, but I do trust that this team is still a definite home game winner in the playoffs. That's where I'm at with it.
Here, let me say something. I was the first guy to jump off the bandwagon a million times. I got a lot of scrapes and stuff all over me. I do love this team, and I do love their direction of the future of this team. Like you said, Ra, you've been preaching. This ain't a 1-year, 2-year thing.
No.
This team's going to be around.
This is year one of us.
Yep.
Yep.
They've got a great management team. We've got a great coaching staff. And the players, they're only going to get better. The drafts are going to get better. Maybe the free agent signings, when you bring them in, they won't get injured. It's injuries, man. That's what's bringing this team down. Because I'll tell you this, if the Lions that we know play this Broncos team, I don't have any question that the Lions can beat this team, especially here in Detroit. So let's see what Saturday night looks like. I think the Lions can win this game, and it makes me happy that Vegas has the number at 5. A team like this, the way they're playing, this number should be 2 at the highest. Am I wrong?
No.
Okay. 5?
I agree.
What do I always say? Vegas knows. I got the Lions this week. I got them to win this week, and we'll go from there.
And, you know, just on the other side of things, too, you look at what the Denver Broncos are doing. They started, what, 1 in 5?
Yeah.
1 in 5.
And gave up 70.
And now, 1 in 5 and gave up 70 to the Dolphins. And now they are 1 game out of first place in the AFC West. Can you even imagine the run that they've been on? And they've been doing it with defense. What is the Lions' strength? Offense. Denver's strength? Defense. In that 7 games, the Denver Broncos defense is averaging 13 points a game, allowing 13 points a game, Braylon. This offense, this much maligned offense, specifically in the third quarter, and in the next segment, I can go over some of those numbers with you, Braylon, but they are going to have their hands full with this Denver defense, but that is how you win this game. Good offense will beat good defense in the 2023 NFL.
Yeah, if you can get some good offense, definitely can be good defense, especially if the offense of the other team is stagnant all game. And we have seen Russell Wilson at times turn into the Russell Wilson from last season, and we've seen that offense not produce points. So they're definitely not a team that's coming in here that you cannot beat. And that's why I said this is a game which I really want to see. That defense is good. We remember that defense last year. Maz and my Lion, this defense, if they had any semblance of a point last year on offense, this defense could have made the playoffs. They were giving up only 16 points a game.
Yep.
If you can't score 17, you don't deserve to be in the NFL.
Right.
Excuse me. So with that said, we saw how good that defense was last year. They kind of returned to form on that this year. But the Lions have proven that they've got more than one playmaker. They've proven that they can get the ball to more than one guy and have success. Sam Laporta 2 weeks ago against against the Saints. You've seen Amon-Ra St. Brown multiple games. You've even seen David Montgomery. You've seen Jahmyr Gibbs have games. You've seen Josh Reynolds. They have playmakers. They just got to find a way to get the ball to them. Like, that's where they're going to have success. Because the longer you keep that defense, see, that's how you beat a defense, Ryan, with good offense. The more drives you sustain, the more you keep that defense on the field, they get tired, more tired, and then the other offense, you get them off the field. Now they're not doing anything. That defense stays tired. That's what the Lions are going to have to do. They're at home. Use the crowd noise to your advantage. Sustained drives will be the key for the Lions this week.
Remember the guys they signed in the offseason. If they are on this team, this defense is much better than it is now. If James Houston doesn't break his leg, who knows what that kid would have done in his second year. It's all injuries, guys. So this team was put together for this. They just don't have the extra depth on defense right now to make up for those losses. You can't lose Mosley, CJ GJ, James Houston, and then have a bunch of guys banged up on top of it all. Get healthy and get rolling again.
McNeil.
You got 4 weeks to do it.
Adelie McNeil.
Oh, my God, yes.
I absolutely agree. That's why in the beginning of the season when everybody said, it doesn't matter who's out. Well, it does. Because they would have been a much better team, the Kansas City Chiefs, had they had Travis Kelce and Chris Jones. Just like we would be a much better team if we had your favorite guys, CJ GJ, Emmanuel Mosley, Aleem McNeil, and the list goes on. But we don't. And other teams don't have players. It's not about what we would look like if we had all our guys. We're not saying we're out on the Lions. The Lions are building it the right way. We always talk about pothole depth. They have gone down to the foundation and built it up the right way. So the Lions are doing it the right way. Injuries have hurt them. But now how do you win games with players injured? You're still a damn good football team, damn good players. You have Pro Bowl players on this team. You have a coach that could be coach of the year depending on how the season finishes. You have what you need to get right by the playoffs. It's just time to get right.
And Maz, I love you to death, but the injury thing, you just got to get over it. Not you, but you in general. Because, Cincinnati would love Joe Burrow right now too, but they don't have him. Injuries happen.
And they won 2 games.
Yeah, no doubt, right?
Yeah.
But it could be a lot worse as far as the injuries go. And for this football team, how do they get better with the guys that they have? And in my opinion, one of the things that they can do is stop beating themselves. Braylon calls them the self-inflicted negatives. Yeah. They've got to cut that stuff out. And they've got to be better in the third quarter. Coming up next, I want to list for you the third quarter possessions this team has had in the last 4 games. And I want you to tell me if that is something that needs to improve upon or something that you think is just fine. Yeah. We'll get to that next.
I got a feeling.
Right. We'll get to that next. But first, a message from Dispo.
Your local plug, now open till midnight. And guess what? The holiday season's Dispo Holiday Extravaganza. Come on down to Dispo. Every location, you will have a chance to win a $100 in-store gift credit card. That means Dispo Romeo, Dispo Hazel Park, Dispo Whitmore. Doesn't matter. Dispo near you. Come in, have a good time. And guess what? Dispo Romeo, Santa will be in the building on Friday and Saturday. Dispo, they got the best ways to consume your cannabis product. So come on down and join us. Dispo Holiday Extravaganza.
Hey guys, I got a great thing for you guys for your stock.
We've just received word. The world's cannabis supply has vanished. The public is outraged and has taken to the streets in response to this tragedy. The individual responsible acted alone, and we can only hope they will make things right soon.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
What?
Oh, yeah. Nothing. G-G-G-G-A. Oh, sorry. I forgot. There we go. Oh, cheers, buddy. I think we need to get you a pick.
Dreaming of a new home but feeling the pinch? Financial pinch? Mark White and Associates, your trusted real estate experts, are here to help. Mark White and his team will pay up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That's right, I said $5,000. Call Mark White and Associates today at 248-290-8242 or visit them at markwhitesells.com. Again, call Mark White today at 248-290-8242 and make your dreams come true, gentlemen.
Just to prove what old men Tom Mazaway and I are when it comes to technology and watching anything online. We were just talking during the break about the 30 for 30 97 Heisman 30 for 30 documentary. It was so well done. And Braylon's like, did you watch it? And I said, oh, my God. I watched the first 40 minutes of it, and then my recording went out because the Heisman presentation went into the recording. And so I didn't finish it. Maz says the same thing. His recording went out, and then he re-recorded it the next time it was on. I have ESPN Plus.
So do I.
But I didn't go to ESPN Plus because I didn't want to log in to ESPN Plus, see the thing go like that, and now I'm just sitting here being.
And then if you try to fast forward one of those, it just explodes off your TV.
No, look. Now,
yeah, it does. It just explodes.
No, hold on. I let you guys complain all the time about ESPN and Prime, and a lot of it I agree with, so I don't say anything. I let you. Literally, I went home yesterday after the show. What's today? It's Wednesday. I went home Monday after the show. ESPN's already on my interface on my Samsung.
Oh, the
I typed
interface.
ESPN Plus, go down to 30 for 30, hit play, it came on. Yeah, don't be doing all the extra stuff, man. We gotta get you a new TV.
Hey, man, I got all that stuff too, but if it's on my DVR, I could fast forward it, I could stop it, I could do whatever.
It was 57 minutes.
Know,
what are you stopping it for? You got to take a bathroom break in 57 minutes?
No, I don't even go to the bathroom. I'm like a
It's
camel.
actually very true.
Okay,
So
I never leave the office.
57 minutes, not 4 hours.
I understand that, but I put it on late at night. I was waiting for my daughters to get home from the stupid Travis Scott concert.
Hey.
Sorry. I had to make sure they got home and it was safe. So I'm falling asleep, and I'm like, let me put on the 30 for 30 on my DVR. So the thing ran off at 40 minutes. By that time, I was like, I'm done.
Right,
I'll just tape it. I'll watch it tomorrow. I know how it ends.
Heard the concert was amazing, by the way.
My kids had a good time.
That's awesome.
Max went. I didn't go.
We'll get back to some Lions talk now. One of the areas of concern for this team is after halftime. Specifically, in the last month of the season, what they've done in the third quarter offensive possessions. Are you ready for this?
Let's do it.
There's 12 possessions. I'm going to go back 4 games. You ready?
Yep.
Punt, fumble, interception. That was third quarter against the Bears. Ready for third quarter against the Packers? Touchdown.
Oh.
Turnover on downs, fumble. Third quarter against the Saints, punt, field goal. Okay? Third quarter against the Bears, punt, fumble. In those 4 games in the third quarter, 12 offensive possessions, 5 punts, 3 fumbles, 1 interception, 1 turnover on down, 1 field goal, and 1 touchdown.
And a partridge on a pear tree.
That is giving games away.
It's beyond giving games away. It's giving the intensity. It's giving the edge of a game away. Because Ryan and Ermanni, if I know this stat, and I'm the team going into town, which this week it's the Broncos, I'm looking at it, I'm like, you know what that means? They don't have the mental fortitude to finish a game. They don't have the discipline to finish a game. So all we got to do is play our game, be disciplined. They will give us the game in the third quarter. And we know going into that fourth quarter, they're a team that's trying to do what? They're not trying to win. They're trying to hang on. There's a difference between actively trying to beat a team and just trying to hang on. And it looks like right now with the turnovers, the defense, the injuries, everything that is the Detroit Lions over the past month, they're just trying to hang on. Coming into the end of the season, the Denver Broncos, they're out for blood. They got Sean Payton as their coach. You don't think he knows how their third quarters are going? You got Mike McCarthy, the Dallas Cowboys. You don't think he knows that stat about how those are going? So when you're playing like that in the third quarter, teams know this team isn't built for the end of the game. They're not built to last maybe early on in the season. Because I know people are going to be like, well, what about the Chargers game? Or what about insert game here 10 weeks ago? We're talking about now. The Lions aren't the same team they were 8 weeks ago. They're a different team, so we're assessing them now. This could spell doom if they don't get it corrected. They need to focus. They need to put emphasis, and that's what we talked about practice this week. You got to put emphasis on the things that you aren't doing well. In that third quarter, you're not doing well.
Just take the ball at the beginning of the game and kick the damn ball off in the third quarter. That's what I would do. If I won the toss, give me the ball. I'm kicking off in the second half because it just hasn't worked out any other way. And I know they did that one game, and I'm not sure if that's the game they scored the touchdown in or not.
It was after Seattle. It was a game after Seattle.
I'm not sure if
it was the Falcons or it was the Falcons.
It was the Packers game. It was
the first time.
Oh yeah, the Packers took the ball.
Yeah, and marched down the field.
And marched down the field.
Scored the touchdown.
And marched down the field.
Yeah.
So it wasn't the Lions.
Jaden Reed.
Yep.
Yeah,
Jaden Reed. So listen, guys.
You wish it was.
They're just not hitting on all cylinders right now. Yeah. Jared Goff's on a down spiral. Amon-Ra St. Brown's in a mini slump. He's probably banged up for all we know. The running game was doing great. They kind of abandoned it. That's because the offensive line is not blocking like they used to. So it's like a trickle-down effect. You got a great tight end in Sam Laporta. You got to use him more. Just do the best you can. Use whatever you have available. But that third quarter, it's got to change, man, because you can't win. You said it from the get-go. You can't win only 3 quarters of a game. And last week, they only won the game. They had 3 minutes in the second quarter that they did well. Other than that, the Bears dominated them.
And you're seeing, I just want to point out what you're seeing on the screen right now. Devoted to Detroit tweeted out, or posted, I should say, on X. Jared Goff since week 7, 10 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 6 fumbles. But look at that last line as well. 15 sacks. Yeah. Been sacked 15 times. Jared Goff, when faced with pressure, is a guy that doesn't handle it well. And he's a guy that can't move out of that pocket extremely well either. So, when we were talking about this yesterday with J-Mo, Braylon, as well. He can't get the ball to J-Mo down the field because you can't buy yourself enough time to allow J-Mo to get down the field. So, there's a couple of different things in play there with Jared Goff.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, man, it doesn't matter what type of quarterback you are. If the offensive line can't protect, you look bad. I mean, let's take it to the college level for a second. Caleb Williams is just all this quarterback. He's all this, he's all that. Heisman Trophy as a junior. This year is year he's going to leave. He's the number 1 pick in the draft. How did he look this year with that awful offensive line? Like, he looked like a different quarterback with a bad offensive line, and this is a guy that they're saying is the best quarterback talent since God knows it maybe ever. If you don't have the line protecting for you, it doesn't matter. You're talking about a guy who relies heavily. He's one of the old school Drew Bledsoe quarterbacks, Jim Kelly quarterbacks. They want to stand in there, want the protection. If you give them the protection, they'll tear you apart. And that's why I can't wait to talk to Dan Miller and ask him a question. But that's not the case right now. So that's why it's up to Ben Johnson. It's up to Ben Johnson. We keep labeling you, and everybody has labeled you, this genius of an offensive coordinator. This genius of an offensive coordinator. We've talked about this coaching staff being very good coaching staff because They know the game. Hank Fraley played in Philly. He went to playoffs around this time. He knows what December is about. He's a former offensive line, a former teammate of mine. It's his job to get these guys ready. Steve Hyden, the tight ends coach, another former teammate of mine. It's his job. Insert these former players, Antoine Randall, Mark Brunell. It's their job to get these guys ready, especially Ben Johnson too.
I don't know if this is a fair comparison, but it almost feels like Ben Johnson has to take a page out of Sharon Moore's playbook, the offensive coordinator at Michigan. Go back to that Penn State game when they couldn't stop a nosebleed. That defense was just so porous. That offensive line was getting just trucked.
And it's still
in
with
the
Zach
Penn State
Zinter.
game with Zach Zinter. And Sharon Moore just totally
Shut it down.
coached away from that. He coached to that pressure. J.J. McCarthy was faced with pressure 6 ways to Sunday. And so Sharon Moore coached around that. It feels like Ben Johnson needs to coach around some of this pressure that Jared Goff is getting, because you saw the numbers since week 7. He's been sacked 15 times. Not on that page was how many times he's been hit, how many times he's been hurried, how many times he's had a guy in his face. So you almost have to figure out a way, and I'm not able to do that. I'm not a football coach. I'm not able to do that.
And
but
it's not your job to do it. It's theirs.
Ben Johnson has to find a way to coach around some of that pressure. Schemes, plays, the way he calls a game. You just can't keep banging your head against the wall doing the same thing.
Maz, if he doesn't find a way to coach against this pressure, if he doesn't find ways to stick with the run, if he doesn't find ways to chip, if he doesn't find ways to pull the guy, if he doesn't find ways to do this, that's the reason why Michigan went away from it in that game. Not only could they not win, J.J. McCarthy would not have been the quarterback moving forward after that game, because he would have been injured for the season. And that's what you're potentially risking by not blocking Jared Goff. If you can't block for Goff and he goes into the ground, everybody's cracking jokes on Jared Goff, including you. Like, he's not playing well. He's not. But if he's not your quarterback and you got to rely on first-year Hendon Hooker, that's even going to be worse. They got to find a way.
We got Teddy, though.
We do. Teddy didn't look so hot in preseason, but we do have him for cases like this.
I hope we never have to see
But I don't
him.
want
I
to
hope
see
not
him.
either.
But
We're one of the lucky teams that have not lost our quarterback.
Yep.
Think about that.
And that
Oh, here we go. Pin that one on me now, guys.
Kiss it down.
Hey, Matt, it's always your fault, right?
It is.
Maz, why you got to say stuff?
I don't know. I guess I'm sorry again.
I mean, Maz just, if some, never mind, I'm not even going to say it. The wrath of Detroit will come down upon you, and they will pull that clip out if something happens, heaven forbid. Guys, we'll take a break. When we come back, going to be joined by Dan Miller out there at Allen Park Lions headquarters. We'll do it next, but first, a message from Planet Fitness.
Yes, Planet Fitness is your home of the judgment-free zone where anyone, and I mean anyone, can feel comfortable and work on their fitness goals. At Planet Fitness, you'll experience a squeaky clean gym with tons of equipment, a full body workout in just 30 minutes, and all memberships include fitness training. You get all this for just $10 a month with no commitment. Now remember, no matter where you are, there is always a Planet Fitness nearby, with more than 50 in the Metro Detroit area and thousands more throughout the world. Visit your local Planet Fitness today to join, or check them out online at planetfitness.com.
All right, fellas, I'll tell you about this new game called Jack Labrador. Born in a cold winter basement in Detroit, these buddies, 3 of them, were out there trying to figure out rock, paper, scissors, and they wanted more out of it. They dug deep and they struck gold with this game called Jack Labrador. 2 new symbols and a 3-point play. Once you go Jack, you'll never go back. 1 deck of cards, 3 new games of nonstop action. Perfect stocking stuffer. Look at this thing. Gorgeous.
It's phenomenal.
It's a gorgeous game. And look how nice it is. Beautifully packaged and everything. And you know how you can get it? Just click on that QR code above me, or you can go online to jacklabrador.com. Pick up your new deck.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Hey, fellas, when it comes to your pet, don't settle. Give your pet the best. Premier Pet Supply, hands down Michigan's best pet store, family-owned and operated for over 30 years, 13 Metro Detroit locations, over 60 brands of food at the lowest prices available, and curbside delivery as well. So don't settle for less. Give your pet the best. Check them out online at premierpetsupply.com.
Oh, thanks. Never
Welcome
mind.
back to Ermanni. That was mad.
That was the sound there. I thought we were going to get a sound bite there. Oh, yeah.
Okay, we'll throw to it.
Right, we'll throw to it. Okay.
We'll throw to
Never mind. I was checking something out.
All right, wait,
there.
Pete. This way. Oh,
There you
great.
go.
Oh, this is great.
What I spoke about on the first question is like you treat them all the same, the wins and losses. We've been fortunate enough to win 9 out of 13 at this point, so been able to learn from wins a little bit more often than losses. But you treat them the same. You learn from them and you get better. And it's a long season. There's a 17-game season, and each game counts the same. And so if you put more weight on one than the other, then you end up, beating yourself twice, like you said at times. So you treat them all the same. You learn from it. You get better, and you improve. And at the end of the season, you count them all up and see who continues to go.
Yeah, and no doubt. And that's one of the things, too. We talk about Braylon. You know probably more about this than anybody, but just learning from a win, learning from a loss. Do you learn the same what you've done, what you could do better from a win, from a loss? Does a loss tighten things up a little bit?
I think it tightens up a little bit in this sense now. In a win, you watch something, let's say I didn't get my route depth. Let's say on this route I should have gotten 15 yards. Instead I got 13, and it was an interception. But you win the game. You're like, all right, I got to get my route depth. It's understood. I got to get my route depth. I'm sorry. But when you don't get your route depth, in a game you lose and there's an interception, and that interception in your mind can directly be linked to a loss and how they scored another point there and how you put them in a bad field position. So when you are in those moments, you think a lot differently.
No doubt about it. Hey, let's go straight down to the Lions headquarters down in Allen Park. Voice of the Lions, Fox 2 Sports Director Dan Miller. You can watch us 2 to 4 weekdays on fox2detroit.com and the Fox Local app. How you doing, Dan?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Is the sky falling in Allen Park, or is that just the echoes from the peanut gallery?
I think it's the echoes from the peanut gallery. I mean, look, there's ups and downs to an NFL season. They got some work to do, and losing 2 out of 3 is tough this time of year. But when you look at what happened Monday night when Green Bay lost to a 4-8 team, Miami lost to a 4-8 team, and Green Bay made mistakes and Miami made mistakes. Miami blew a 13-point lead in the final, 3.5 minutes, something like that. These things do happen. It's how you react to it, like Braylon was just talking about. What are you going to do? Are you going to be able to fix things, or do you let this thing snowball? And I think that's where, you're 2 up with 4 to play. You're in a great position. You wouldn't trade with anybody in this division, and everybody would die to trade with you. So, you got to figure out a way to come out and take care of the things that have been hurting them lately, and just get in there and start winning.
Dan, I'm gonna approach these fans of a team that is 9-4 for the first time in their existence, and how overreacting they are. Am I correct to say they put unfair expectations on Jared Goff? Because aren't these the same fans that said everything had to be perfect for Jared Goff to have success, and now he's missing very key people on his offense, and all of a sudden things aren't going necessarily the right way, and now they want to get rid of Jared Goff? Aren't these the same people that haven't even seen a playoff win, but now they expect the Lions to win the Super Bowl 6 weeks ago? Is it unfair expectations on this team from the fan base?
I don't think it's any different here, Braylon, than it is anywhere. I think that when you play once a week and you only play 17 times a year, that everything is heightened. I mean, just think about the different feel that you have from a win to a loss and how things are. And look, Jared would be the first to tell you that recently he hasn't played as well as he did at times earlier this year. The turnovers have been the difference between this team winning and losing, really going back to last season. So, look, I think fans riding hot and cold. They're high and low. They ride the roller coaster in the season. And Dan Campbell has talked a million times about the fact that you can't ride that roller coaster. And Jared said to me once earlier this year when I brought that up to him, he said, people outside the building ride that. We don't ride that. We can't ride that. And Braylon, you know that. If you allow yourself to get sucked into everything that is emotional and tied to the NFL, whether you win or lose, man, you're not going to survive. You can't. You got to shut it out, concentrate on your job, and get in there and just do what you're capable of doing and try to fix the things that have gone wrong. But I honestly don't think it's any different here than it is anyplace else. You think people aren't freaking out in Philadelphia right now where they've given up, 36 points a game in the last 2 weeks? I bet you they are for a team that had one loss 2 weeks ago.
Absolutely.
Hey, Dan, one of the areas that this team certainly can improve is the third quarter. There's a lot been made of it. Offensively, in the last 4 games, 12 possessions, 5 punts, 3 fumbles, an interception, a turnover on downs, a field goal, and a touchdown. In the last 12 possessions. What are they not doing coming out of the locker room, do you think, offensively? Because that's a consistent thing over time that they're not getting done.
No, I agree with you. And Ryan, honestly, if I had the answer, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you.
You'd be running into Ben Johnson.
This is true.
I'd be sitting out there on the field at practice right now. I don't know. And it's a fair question because it is a concern. And, you know, you look at – they were right on schedule coming out of halftime in that game against the Bears the other day. Slow start, come back, take the lead, 13-10, got the ball to start the third quarter, exactly where they wanted. And, you know, this team, as we've known it, is an explosive offensive team, but they go 3-and-out turnover in that third quarter, and then you look up and you're behind in the game. So I don't have the answer, and it's clear they don't have the answer at this point. So the answer really is that you don't have to change anything. You have to execute. We know this team, when they don't turn it over and when they go out there and run the play like it's supposed to be run, is really difficult to stop. But for some reason, and I think it's easier to overreact to it than it is to just say, you know what, we know who we are. We just need to go out there and play when it comes to all this third quarter stuff. But look, I've seen Ben Johnson asked about it. I've seen the look in his eyes. I know it's bothering the hell out of him, and they got to get it figured out. But I do think there is a danger in trying to change your personality and who you are. I think it's more about just, you know what, we know who we are. We know what we're capable of. Let's just go out there and execute, run the plays, and move up and down the field. And that's really what this team has to try to get back to. And hopefully the offensive line will be back this week, and Ragnow will be okay. We'll have to wait and see on that, but seems to be trending in the right direction. He's back out there, listed as limited yesterday. He is out there today. I just walked in, and that's a place to start. And then just find your identity again, man. Get back to that running game that sets up the passing game and see if you can find that explosiveness again. And if you can do that, these things will take care of themselves. But we can make this so complicated if we want to. Yeah. But the fact is, what you're asking this team to do, what these fans are asking this team to do, what Dan Campbell's asking this team to do, isn't anything different than they've already done. We know what they're capable of. Just get back to that. Find a way to get back to the team that is clean with the football, doesn't commit penalties that gives the other team extra possessions or puts yourself behind the downsticks. The difference between winning and losing for the Detroit Lions since 1-6 last year has not been hard to figure out. Mostly, save for maybe the Baltimore game and the Carolina game, it's been self-inflicted errors.
Yeah.
Hey, Dan, I won't. You know how I always bring up the free agents, so I won't go down that road.
Please.
Today, I won't
Thank
tell you
you.
how good Montez Sweat has made that Chicago Bear defense. I'll move on and say, can you tell me about?
Are you gonna give me your elevator pitch for Ndamukong Suh?
No, I'm not. I'm
He's
not.
done that for an hour already.
He's
this
still
week.
out there. I know he's not gonna come here. I understand all of that. I'm over it, Dan. I'm over it. They're 9-4. I can't complain too much. All right, they're gonna get a win this Saturday. That's all I know. So let me ask you about what am I supposed to understand as a Lions fan when I hear my coach talk very slowly and very thoughtfully about our number one pick from last year, Jamison Williams, how he's improving and how he's starting to get it. And what am I missing here? He gets one reverse a week. They throw him one pass, and that's all she wrote. Can you tell me why?
I can't. I don't have an answer for why he's not a bigger part of the offense right now. I will say this to Dan Campbell's point. He's way more comfortable now than he was 8 games ago, 9 games ago. You've seen him downfield blocking. His route running seems to be better. I cannot explain to you why he's not more involved in getting the ball more often. I'd be making it up. I don't have an answer. I mean, I'd defer to Braylon. Braylon played the position and knows more about game plans and progressions and things like that. I will simply tell you, look, the grand idea that we had that he was going to be the 12th pick and come in here and become Tyreek Hill right away, clearly that's gone. We're looking for steps now. We're looking for progression, that he's getting better, that he's catching passes, and there have been some signs of that, but I get the angst about the fact that it's not more in terms of production and catching passes and blowing the top off defense. I get it. I don't have an answer for you right now. I don't know what it is, and I just know I like what I see from him. I was sitting out there on the indoor field the other day, last week, I think it was Thursday, and I just watched Teddy Bridgewater throwing him footballs. Low, high, everywhere, all over the place. And he's just in there working. So that's all I can ask of him right now, and I'm confident at some point that offense is going to find him, and they're going to figure some things out. The tough thing is, they've lost 2 or 3, but before that, you're 8-2. And people aren't necessarily asking as many questions about it. The fact is, you just got to win. And if he's part of that, and if he's adding to that, that's great. But guys, I look, we're all watching the same thing. We all want the same thing. I don't have the answers as to why it's not a bigger piece of the puzzle for him right now. Like I said, and I want to stress this, the only thing that I can say is I like what I'm seeing from him, and that's where it starts.
And then I actually agree with you 100% about that. And it just sucks in a situation like this where they're trying to build trust with him in his first real season. Then they're losing games towards the end. So now it's about trust. Now it's about spots. Now it's about them trying to fight for the playoff. So now they can't necessarily work him easily in. So I definitely agree with you on that. I want to turn the table a little bit, and this will be the last thing from us. A positive note. How good is it to see Dan Campbell at the podium in situations like this versus in 2021 where he's changing his hat and going back and forth, and you see the unconfidence at the podium. You see 2022, the first 6 games. He looks very different now. He's gone through 2 losses in the last 2 weeks. But he doesn't seem like the same coach from 2 years ago, talking about the confidence that Dan Campbell exudes now.
It's funny, Braylon, that you bring that up, because I was kind of watching him earlier this week, going into a big game that I know is important to him against one of his mentors. And I was just looking at him, and in my mind, I'm just thinking, I'm looking for changes. I'm looking for a coach. Does he feel the pressure? Is this getting to him in any way, shape, or form? And I don't see any of that. I just think, you know what? I think his strength is how steady he is and how consistent he is. And I think that's one of the biggest things that the players appreciate about him is there's no significant ups and downs. I mean, look, obviously you've seen him fired up after a game and things like that, but he's not the kind of guy that's going to freak out, lash out, and start making players, feel like they're on edge. And I was honestly thinking about that earlier this week as I watched him and did a couple things with him and just thought to myself, look, this is the same guy. we're at a really, really intense part of the season. Yeah, you got a 2-game lead, but we also know how quickly, if you don't right the ship, that those things can go sideways on you. So, look, I think he's playing to his strengths, which is who he is. And he said last week or earlier this week, he said, look, I'm not going to change who I am. And I think that's the best way to play this thing. Just be who you are. That's what's gotten him to this point. That's what's got these players ready to work for him. And look, there's no doubt in my mind that he's letting them know where they are and what's at stake and what you have to do. But at the same time, there's a way to make it bigger than it actually is, and that makes it more difficult for the players. So just stay steady, work on execution, understand who you are, and get back to what I talked about before. At its core, you're not asking these guys to do anything superhuman or anything more than what they've done before and what's brought them success in the past. And I think that's what he's doing.
I agree.
Dan, thanks for doing this. My man, know it's a different week for you as well with the game on Saturday night. And I do want to make mention that the game, although it's an NFL Network game, it will be simulcast on Fox 2 locally in Detroit. So on Saturday morning, they have their pregame show, 10 a.m., Fox 2, all that great stuff. Dan Miller, voice of the Lions. And, of course, Fox 2 Sports Director. Thank you, Dan.
Sunday morning in our regular slot, too, there.
Oh, yeah, coming back Sunday morning.
We're taking the short night. We got Greg Cantor, our producer, pulling an all-nighter to get the show together. So we'll be 10 a.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. Sunday, and the game 8 o'clock and all that on Fox 2.
Sweet.
Love it. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it, bud. Appreciate it. So there you have it. There's the programming there on Fox 2. We appreciate Dan for doing this. He's got all different kinds of things going on this week on a short week for them, so we appreciate it. We do. Guys, coming back next, we'll react. I do want to pick up that conversation, just what you were talking about, Braylon. We'll do that next. But first, a message from the Hamlin Pub.
Have you ever wanted a bar where you're a regular? We have just the place for you. Head to one of Hamlin Pub's 7 locations and experience where everyone's a regular. Whether you're enjoying half-off pizza on a Thursday or game day specials available during all Michigan sports and NFL games. Hamlin Pub is the place. Visit a location today and experience your new favorite pub for all things sports.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Wondered where all the finest restaurants get their steaks? It's Fairway Packing Company, providing Michigan restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef for over 60 years. But now you can buy these cuts of meat for yourself at the Steak Shop by Fairway Packing Company. Prime porterhouse, A5 Japanese New York strip steak, dry-aged Wagyu beef tomahawk. Delicious. Get to the Steak Shop today. Enjoy fine wine, have a private party, and get the finest cuts of meat anywhere. The Steak Shop on Mack Avenue in Grosse Pointe Woods, or order online, fairwaypacking.com.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
How would you like to win a $100,000 Vegas getaway? Take your friends and live it up in the city that never sleeps. It's the Cintron Energy. Drink it and live it. Purchase a 24-pack today and enter to win. Register at drinkcitron.com/Vegas and buy Cintron at your local Meijer store. Cintron, the healthier energy drink with great taste. Look good, feel great, and be the best version of yourself with Cintron. drinkcitron.com/Vegas.
Man, I've been a part of all of it. I really have. I've been in lowest lows and highest highs, and inevitably, you don't always know when and why and what necessarily. But I know this: if you got the right guys, the right coaches, you'll find your way out of it. And the most important thing is that we don't buy into the narrative that is not inside of our building and what the tape says. Man, you got to honor the tape, man. Honor what you put on film Sunday and what is the issue. And that's as simple as that. But man, you just stay consistent. We stay consistent, you know. We start acting like the house is burning down. I mean, it's going to get worse. We know what we got to do. I know exactly what we have to do. And I know this, it all starts tomorrow. We got to go back to work. And I know today we got to put together a great game plan. You know, we're on a short week. And this team's playing at a high level. They get takeaways, number one in the league. They're efficient on offense, and so we got our hands full.
Man, that's Dan Campbell talking about adversity and overcoming adversity. Let me just make 2 quick points. As far as the Woodward sports programming this weekend, we've got the Woodward in Maine show, the Lions Insider Show. That's Saturday at 8 a.m., kind of a different pace, different schedule because of that 8:15 Lions game. So Woodward in Maine, 8 a.m. on Saturday.
That's Gabby Broder and T-Foss.
Yep, and then Lions pregame show with Jeff Iafrate and Easy. That is 5:30 to 7:30. Oh, no, pregame show is with you this week.
Yeah, this week I have it.
Wow.
With Jeff and Booner and Spenny.
Jeff Iafrate, Booner, Spenny, and Maz. And then Easy is on the postgame show with Stick and Anson. So lots of Lions programming this Saturday as well.
I just want to go back to something that Dan Miller said. I asked him the question about the confidence in which Dan Campbell exudes at the podium. Now, they've just lost 2 in a row. They've just not played their best football, especially the last 5 weeks. But still, he's up there exuding confidence. You heard what he said. You can't act like the house burned down. I used the metaphor, Ryan Ermanni, when we were kids. The things that our parents did, and we got older and we realized what they were doing to make ends meet, to make things happen for me, my sister, my brothers, etc. The things that they did, they made sure things worked. But you know why we never knew that as kids? Because they were confident, because they were strong. They exuded that. So we as kids, we kept going outside and playing, or we kept playing with PlayStation, or we kept inviting friends over. So I say that to say this. I love how he looks at the podium. I love how he looks in this moment. He looks confident. And if I'm a player on his team and I'm looking like, man, shit, we about to go off the rails, how's my coach going to react? And coaches are reacting like this. Coach is still that same guy. Coach is still having that same belief, that same faith. It allows you to come to practice a little easier. Like if your company, you feel your company might be, oh man, what's going on with the company? And the boss is like, oh man, everybody chill, everybody be cool, everything's gonna be all right. Then you can be at ease too. Then you can go and have the best practice week. Then you're not thinking about other things, you're only thinking about your job. And I think that's what Dan Campbell is doing so far this week. He's allowing these kids to only think about football, and they're gonna get it done this Saturday.
What's Samuel L. Jackson's name in Pulp Fiction?
I was about to say MF. That's all he says.
Julian.
You know what Julian says when they're robbing a girl? Be cool.
This is real.
He says a word before that, but he did.
Cool.
Be cool.
Yep.
Be cool. Be cool.
Take it easy, man.
It's
Take
real.
it easy.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, they got a great staff there, right?
They do.
Led by that guy, Dan Campbell, who we all love and we all trust.
How many All-Pros, Pro Bowlers, Super Bowl winners do they have on that staff that have been in moments like this, have been in parts of the season
Just not the
like
players.
This is
they
true.
don't have a lot of experienced
No, they don't.
playoff guys.
No, they don't. But that's how you get experience. You got to go get it yourself.
Yep.
Right? People keep telling them like, "Oh, these guys don't have experience," or they're not gonna make it happen because they don't have the experience. The experience is gonna be the thing.
That's why I wanted CJ GJ so bad on this team because he's a winner.
This is where Jared Goff steps up.
Yeah, he played for the NFC champs last year. Led the league in takeaways, basically. That's why I wanted him so bad.
But this is why you get paid the big bucks, because this is when you still help the team even when you're not playing.
Yes.
This is Aaron Rodgers trying to Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
This is when you still add value as a player. They're not just paying you for what you do on the field. They're paying you for how you are with the players. They're paying you for your effort, your energy. When they did interviews, they interview guys they like because of on and off the field. This is where that comes into play. You got to help these guys out on and off the field, sitting in meetings. Hey, did you see that right there? Yo, I didn't see it the same way you saw it, Brian. Did you see how they rotated right here? This is when you should boo, boo, boo. And I'm not saying they're not doing that, but that's where that comes in as well, because he is one of the best players. But Jared Goff, he's also a runner-up in the Super Bowl. Now is the time for Jared Goff to show some of that wisdom. He won some playoff games with the Los Angeles Rams. He knows what it feels like in these moments as well.
Can I ask you guys a question? And, Peyton in the chat, I want to thank everybody in the chat right now as well, participating alongside.
Thank you, chat.
We do see it, and I do need to get better at including you guys into the show, but I want you guys to know that I do see it. And one of the things that Peyton just wrote was, when do we have the Aaron Glenn conversation? So I wanted to ask you guys, are we missing the mark? Because I think collectively as a show here, what we choose to focus on is the Lions offense. Because that is what this team is predicated on. This team will win based on how well the offense does. This team will win because it is built to score 30-plus points every game, not just every other game. Yeah. Every game, this team, the resources that they've put into this team have been geared towards offense. The quarterback, the first-round running back, the free agent running back, the 3 first-round picks along the offensive line, the draft pick of Laporta, the draft pick of Jamison Williams. That's where this team's resources are, and that is what is expected to come through for this team to win. Do we focus too much on the offense and turn a blind eye to the defense? Should we focus on that end of the football more?
We can focus it on that end of the defense, but for me, it's not necessarily anything to focus on with Aaron Glenn, and here's why. I look at the defense as it's currently constructed. We knew going into the season we need some quarterbacks, cornerbacks. I've cracked the joke on every corner on this team, not named Cam Sutton. I love you guys, but I have. I've cracked it up on Jerry Jacobs, Walt Harris. The list goes on. I've talked about the linebacker core. I was like, I'm waiting to see it out of Jack Campbell. I said, you remember my reaction when he was drafted.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm sticking by my guns. You remember my action when he got drafted. I'm talking about the linebackers. Emmanuel Mosley's not playing. DJ is not playing. So in my estimation, there's nothing really to talk about with the defense. They're not a good defense. The defensive line, I wanted Jalen Carter. We didn't do that. Defensive line told me we were good with Charles Harris. I disagree with that. You told me we were good with Josh Pascal. Where is he at? You brought in Bruce Irvin at 36, and then you kicked him out the door.
He got hurt.
Okay, allegedly. He got hurt. Wink, wink, wink. So
suitcase is packed.
So that's why I really don't have anything to say to Aaron Glenn. Like, say what? I don't think they're a good defense. And also, the Detroit Lions offense is repeatedly putting them in bad spots. Like, that is exactly what it is. The defense isn't that good, and they're trying their hardest, and they're making some plays. But damn, the offense continuously. You gave the stats. Like, Dan Miller's doing, he was so professional. Because if I would have got fired from Fox, I was like, damn, that's what the stats are? I'm like, damn, that's really what the stats are? Like, that's telling. So as much as we want to talk about Aaron Glenn, what is he coaching? Players that I didn't necessarily agree with anyway. The focus is on the offense because the offense can do a better job of scoring like they were earlier in the season, like they were responding in the middle of the season and making plays and put the defense in better positions. You can't put a bad defense in consistently bad spots.
Well, Ryan, what did we say during the draft?
There's the Aaron Glenn conversation.
Draft for your offense, right? Didn't we all say that?
Make what you do
make
great.
Make what you do greater. And they did that. They did. So this year, in April, when the draft is downtown in Detroit, they're going to do the same thing they did for the past 2 years.
Pass on 2 Hall of Famers?
Except they're going to draft defense. And I know they got Aiden Hutchinson a few years ago. I'm not saying that one.
And they got Jack Campbell this year, quite frankly.
Yeah, and we don't know what he has yet.
But they have put resources into
Martin,
this defense.
3rd-round pick. He
healthy scratch every game.
He has not. Well, last week he played because they had to. They didn't. He had to. He's still a work in progress. We don't know what he can do yet. He's at a different position. Now, you said when you put guys at different positions, they're starting behind the 8 ball to begin with. So this year is like almost a red shirt year for him as well.
This is true, but go back to what I said about Trayvon Walker. Why draft somebody #1 overall and then move their position?
Yeah.
It's like if you're going to draft a project, okay, Project Martin, I can kind of understand that, but still, We're not in a project phase. The Lions are in a phase where the window runs short, as you always say, Ryan Ermanni, and you're so right. The window runs short. Why are you drafting projects? Like, it is time to draft players in the 3rd round that can be starters.
Well, you know, I don't want to give the defense a pass either. If you go look last year, 1st round pick Aiden Hutchinson, 2nd round pick Josh Paschal. If you go this year, 1st round pick Jack Campbell, 2nd round pick Brian Branch, 3rd round pick Broderick Martin. So this team has had 5 players drafted in the first 3 rounds of the last 2 years. That is resources.
That is a lot.
I'm not focusing on the position drafted. I'm focusing on the actual players that were drafted.
Fine. It's fair enough.
Yeah, because
then you're talking Brad Holmes instead of Aaron Glenn.
I am.
Yeah.
Because Aaron Glenn can't coach what he doesn't have.
Right.
And that's what it comes down to. You can't coach what you don't have.
Yeah, no doubt.
We don't know how it would have been if we took Jalen Carter instead of. We don't know if we would have gotten Gibbs and Laporta had we taken
Gibbs
Carter.
would have been a 2nd round pick. Sam Laporta would have been Sam Laporta was a 2nd round pick. We could have got them. We still had 6 and 18. We had 6 and 18,
man.
and then we had 44.
I know.
So I mean, it's not the end all be all with Jalen Carter. I'm just simply saying.
Oh, it looks like he's on his way.
He'll be Rookie Defensive Player of the Year.
Hour number 2 of the program coming at you next. Lots to get to. We've got Michigan. We've got around the NFL. And this Dylan Raiola situation, I don't know if you've paid any attention to this. Fascinating. Dom Raiola's son, what's the latest with him? We'll get there next. And where's J.J. McCarthy going?
And we got Cap or no Cap.
Yeah, Cap or no Cap. Oh, my gosh, lots going on. We'll do it next. Hour number 2. But first, a message from Feldman.
Feldman Chevrolet, Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer. That's right. With 18 locations, there's a Feldman dealership near you. All you got to do is pay attention. Might be one in your own backyard. Just go to feldmanauto.com. Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, and first-class car buying experience. It's called the Feldman Advantage. So do yourself a favor and take advantage.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, September 13th.
Join now at any Metro Detroit location. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
Hey, gang, let me tell you about Outdoor Equipment Company. It's the official outdoor equipment provider of Woodward Sports. Michigan-grown, family-owned, bad boy mowers, tractors, steel handhelds, even weed whippers, Liberty trailers, Generac generators, SnowX plows, and salters. Outdoor Equipment Company has it all. You could buy it, you could rent it. 0% financing delivered to your doorstep. OutdoorEquipCo.com. OutdoorEquipCo.com. Woodward Sports Network on a Wednesday afternoon in a sunny Detroit. My goodness.
Beautiful out.
Less than 2 weeks away from Christmas.
And
Hopefully
Festivus.
You get to spend the holidays with the ones that you love. Braylon?
Yeah, talk to me.
Do you want to do cap or no camp now, or do you want to clean up some of the other topics just really quick?
Let's take our time. We got time. It's on you, brother.
I am fascinated by this Dylan Raiola situation. Dylan Raiola is the son of longtime Lions center Dominic Raiola. Okay? Now, Dylan Raiola is a quarterback. He has gone to 4 different high schools.
Oh, my God.
And I believe now he's committed to 3 different college programs.
4.
3 different high schools, 4 college programs? Or 4? No, it says
I think
4
he's got 3 committed college football. If he changed his mind again, it would be 4.
If he goes to Nebraska.
Right. So he's committed to Ohio State. Then he withdrew that commitment. Then he committed to Georgia. Then now he is supposedly headed towards Nebraska, where his dad went, Nebraska, and apparently the number on that is $3 million that Matt Rule found.
That's a lot of moving.
I don't care how good you are.
Yeah.
I don't want any part of it. I really would not want any part of Dylan Raiola if I'm a college football coach. You're making this commitment. You got no idea how long the kid's going to be there. It's almost like, and I hate to talk about high school kids this way, but this speaks to a bigger question about parents too. And in this case, we know Dom. We like Dom. It's fine. Dom's doing the best for his kid that he can. But I just don't like that, man. It's just something unsavory about that for me. You are not learning anything at all about adversity. It's nothing about team. It is all about what's good for me, what's good for me, what's good for me. The hell with y'all. I don't like it. I would want no part of this kid. There's got to be other quarterbacks out there that if I'm a college football coach, I'm recruiting first.
You're trying to be nice to Dominic Raiola because you guys have a relationship with him. That's fine. I don't, so I'll be that.
Exactly.
I'll
Feel
be
free.
that other guy. This is BS. I would not want this kid on my team if I was a guy. This is why. 1, he's searching out in high school, which means his father is doing this, by the way. So you're dealing with his father the 4 years in college, or the 1 year that you have him. You're dealing with Dominic, who was extra when he played for the Detroit Lions. Let's just call a spade a spade. You've got a guy that's searching out the best high school. Which high school can put me in the best spot to go to the best school? So this school wasn't it. So let me go to this school. This school wasn't it. Let me go. 4 high schools you had to sort out to find the best spot. Now that you've gotten to the right school, now you've had to sort out 3 different colleges to find, I like this college. This will give me some good pop. Yeah, let's say this one. That one didn't get the pop that I like. I don't necessarily like their coaching staff that much. Let's go over here. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? At this point, does he even have the talent to match all of this? If I'm a college coach, this is way too much for me. I'm out. Players already are too much when they come in. You got to re-recruit them, re-recruit their parents, promise them this, promise them that. I got to deal with a guy like this who's already been to 4 high schools, decommitted to 2 different colleges. This could be the 4th one. I could be his 8th choice. I could be his 8th choice in 4 years. No, thank you. I'm out. This is his father. These are these parents that are going nuts at baseball games, getting kicked out by the umps, getting kicked out of basketball games, making it hard for coaches to coach. Listen, I get it. My dad played the sport, so he was a little loud at the games. I understand it. But at some point, you got to let a kid be a kid. You got to let a kid play the game. He loves the game, I would assume, because his father played it. Don't make the kid hate the game, because he's going to look up in a minute and say, man, F this. I don't even want to play. He's going to get to whatever college he goes to and be over in 2 years. And he'll be ready to stop playing football. The kid has to love the game. And right now, I guarantee you, he's falling out of love with it because of his father.
It's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed for him. 4 high schools? It's not like they were forced to move all this time. Dom's got plenty of money. They could have settled in and let the kid go to school and let him enjoy his life as a child. Now he's a grown man, and he's going into college, and I don't know how good a quarterback he'll be. Let's face it, how many high school quarterbacks flame out? Go back to Todd Marinovich and the way he was over-manipulated by his father. And literally blew up, went to drugs and alcohol. It's not good, man. I'm embarrassed, and Dom, I'm surprised that you did this. I really am. And you know what? He probably should have been headed to Nebraska to begin with. That's your alma mater. I just don't understand it. I don't get it.
I've seen this thing happen before with a former teammate of mine, Kellen Winslow Jr. He and his dad got in fights about everything, man. I guess we didn't know how serious it was till later on in life. That's a whole nother story, not for this show. But I got a chance to watch it live on Fox Sports. They're fighting, and Kellen wants to go to Washington. His dad wants him to go to Miami, fighting on national TV. His dad wanted him to go to Washington. He wanted to go to USC. He ends up going to Miami. They meet in the middle, and their relationship was spawned. I used to see Kellen Sr. at games, and barely speak to each other, it's an ugly relationship, but it stems from the father trying to control what the son was going to do, where the son went. My dad may have played sports, but I give him a lot of credit. He let me make the decision myself. Obviously, he knew where the hell I was going, but he let me make a lot of my own decisions in high school, in college, being middle school. He let me have outs. I don't think it's the case with Dominic Royale.
Here's where you need a good, strong, top man leading your program too. And I don't know if Matt Rule is that guy. I'm not saying he's not, but I just don't know if he is. One of the big problems that college coaches have now is there is no team. You know, when you come into a college football program, you had the scholarship players and you had the walk-ons, right?
Yeah.
I mean, other than that, there were two levels: scholarship players and walk-ons.
Yeah.
Other than that, you're pretty much on the same team, right? Nowadays, what do you think a player, a teammate of Dylan Raiola is his name? Is Dylan Raiola walks into the locker room thinking he's all this, that, and the other thing, making $3 million at Nebraska.
Yeah.
This isn't. That's like making $10 million at USC. Probably you're making $3 million at Nebraska. You think they're like,
nothing to spend it on?
Who's this freaking guy?
Yeah.
You know, what do you think the dynamic is in the locker room on that situation, Bray?
No, guys don't like that, especially if a guy, and that's when you find out if it's the kid or if it's the father. Because if it's the father, then once he gets to Nebraska, if that's the school he chooses to settle on, players have figured out right away. Like, he'll be cool, he'll be hanging out, he'll be working out. You'll see it right away, and you can make your own assessment like, oh, you know what, he's not. It's really his father, because that's what I see. But if he's coming in and it's his energy that you're seeing, he has Caleb Williams' energy, then it could be a problem, because then you'll have a team that doesn't want to play for you, that doesn't want to play with you. If they make you the starting quarterback, because that's what they choose to do by giving you $3 million, they don't want to be on your team unless you're just something that great. And they just can't overcome it, because if you're not, now you got to do what, Maz? Now you'll be in that transfer portal because you can't agree with the team, because the team doesn't want you there. Yeah. And they've shown you because of your behavior. So I think when he gets to Nebraska, we'll find out if it's Dominic or if it's Dylan. But just a guess, it's the guy that used to play for the Lions.
No doubt.
All right, cap or no cap, we'll do it next. But first, a message from Swiss.
Hey, Swiss Insurance, do you have football on the brain like us? Well, of course you do. It's already been an amazing fall with college and professional football this year, and fall is also a perfect time to shop your home and auto insurance. Shop it like a pro with the pros at Swiss Insurance. They cover us here at WSN, and they should be covering you as well. Ask for Mark at Swiss Insurance today at SwissINS.com, or give them a call at 248-800-4177 Swiss Insurance.
All right, JB, and now, are you tired of wearing the same old Detroit sports merch? It's a new era in sports wearables, new designs, amazing apparel, and the ultimate swag. Check out Woodward Sports' latest gear at woodwardsports.com. Click on the shop tab. You've got hoodies, tees, hats, all guaranteed to turn heads. Get the latest designs today at woodwardsports.com and click shop.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Savor the heart of home at Big Boy with our all-new Down Home Comfort dishes. Feast on home-style goodness with our Southern Comfort Chicken Bowl, veal parmigiana, and apple pie hotcakes. The Down Home delight doesn't stop there. Potato pancakes are back. Dive into the richness of our perfectly crafted potatoes with our classic potato pancakes and our stuffed potato pancakes. Top off your meal with our new gingerbread shake, a seamless blend of creamy vanilla and sweet gingerbread flavors. Nothing beats the comforting taste of down-home cooking. Enjoy every bite, only at Big Boy.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Join Woodward Sports for an all. I'm just joking. Lions VIP tailgate with long drink. Get your tickets today at bullseyeeventgroup.com. That's right. The Lions play the Broncos this Saturday. Games at 8:15. So the tailgate starts same time as the pregame at 5:30 at Shed, 5 Eastern Market. It's fun. People come down, they hang out. Huge TVs, see all the pregame shows or the early games. You'll have a great time. It's fun. Also, Woodward Sports is there, so you never know if you get a chance to be on the show or receive free gifts. So just come on down. Get your tickets now because they do run out fast. That's bullseyeeventgroup.com.
All right, welcome back, Woodward Sports Network. Hey, we've got Intern Alex coming up in about 20 minutes from now. We'll talk all things Michigan and where J.J. McCarthy is projected to go in the NFL draft. We'll do that.
Is it first?
Coming up as well. It's
close.
It's
okay.
close.
Okay. Maybe a workout changes?
It's close. But first, it's a Wednesday segment. It is Cap or No Cap.
All right, cap or no cap, we haven't done it in a minute, so we're having some fun today. Do I have the cap, no cap hat? Oh man, it's in the back. It's all good. We'll act like I do. I don't want to mess my hair up. Jared Goff, regardless of his finish, will be the starter in 2024. Ryan Ermanni, I'll start with you. Is that cap or is that no cap?
No cap. I think he will be the starter next year because I don't know, and I do know. I don't think the Lions know exactly what they have in Hendon Hooker yet. He will be the Detroit starter next year. Now, whether that will be the case week 8 and beyond, I don't know. But he will come back and start the season as the Lions starter.
Tom Mazaway, have an inkling of which direction you're going in, but I still ask the question to you. Will he be, regardless, the quarterback next year?
So regardless if he wins a playoff game or not, right? Is
or
that what you're
makes it
telling
to
me?
the playoffs, yes.
Okay, I'll say it's no cap. He will be your starter next year. I'm with Ryan. He's going to be on a short leash if he does not fare well at the end of this season. If he goes and wins a game or two, all bets are off. He might just get himself another contract. But I'll say no cap. We'll see him again next season.
I wanted to say the same thing as you, and I was going to say no cap, but I think it's cap. And the reason why is you let Jared Goff go at the end of the season, you save yourself $27.5 million is what they would save in terms of a cap hit. And you figure it out. If you don't believe him to be the guy, which, I mean, they still did draft Hendon Hooker last year. So I think it's cap. I don't think if he doesn't perform well at the end of the season, I think you can see them make their first business move towards somebody that's been a part of that team coming back. Next one. Shohei deserves all $700 million at this stage in his career. Time as well.
That's cap.
It is cap.
That's cap.
Okay.
Nobody deserves this kind of money.
Nobody
deserves. A small country maybe deserves this money. But you know what? I guess if the owners have it, and you know they do, that just shows you. The way they pulled this off, they've hoodwinked. They've hoodwinked everybody. The Dodgers were smart. Shohei is smart, deferring all that money. It's amazing. You know he's only making $2 million a year for like the next 5 years?
But he'll make $50 million a year in endorsements.
Correct.
Yes.
On top of it all.
Yeah.
And then when he's retired, he'll collect $68 million each year on top of all of that.
But at the end of the day, this is just what sport is, so I can't be mad at Shohei Ohtani.
I'm not mad at him. I think he's wonderful.
So you don't think he deserves it?
No, I don't think anyone deserves $700 million.
But why not? I'll let you go first, Ryan.
I say that's no cap. I think that is absolutely what he deserves, and it may be even a little light, to be honest with you. There is no other player in North America that will have the impact around the world that Shohei Ohtani will. The Dodgers, the people who are actually paying this money, will make that money and probably 10 times that money in the next decade and beyond that Shohei Ohtani plays for them. So the Dodgers will get their end of the money, and Shohei Ohtani will get a percentage of that money, which is $700 million. And that might even be a little light, to be honest with you.
I agree with Ryan. He deserves more. Because at the end of the day, this is the situation I look at, Maz. Trying to find a way to say this politically correct or whatever. At the end of the day, his reach. Remember Jeremy Lin?
Of course.
When the
Linsanity.
Remember the Linsanity thing happened for a brief moment in New York and then still got him paid? Every Asian American, every Asian around the world.
What about Yao Ming?
And that's where I was going next. Tuned in for a moment to be wherever Linsanity was going. Everyone was showing up to the games. It's not about the Dodgers. It's about him. It's about Shohei Ohtani. Every ballpark they're going to go to will be filled. Their drinks already 30 cents more than the average drink. $900 is a standing only ticket right now to see the Dodgers next year. Standing only is $900.
Yeah, for his first game.
They'll make that back and more. Not to mention he's one of the best hitters in the league. Could be the best if he just focused on hitting. And he's gonna pitch not this year, but the following. So I think he deserves it. Next one. Lions should move on from Jameson Williams after this season.
Oh, it's just a question. Cap.
Okay.
Cap. This player is going to be just fine. And if he's not fine, then it was worth the gamble. Right? I mean, what this kid was able to do, you took a shot on him. I think he'll be fine. Am I 100% sure on that? No. But I'm about 80% sure on that. And for guys coming out of the draft, if you give me an 80% I'm right or wrong kind of thing, I take that 80% shot every day of the week and twice on Sundays.
Time has a way.
I'll say Cap, but I have a hard time saying it because I don't believe they believe in him. I look at Dan Campbell, and I'm a good reader of people, and that's a man who does not believe in that kid. I like him. I think he's a great kid. I've told you that before. I don't think they believe in him because, correct me if I'm wrong, if he's half the player, is he better than Donovan Peoples-Jones? We don't know, right?
Yes.
But Donovan Peoples-Jones got more action than Jameson Williams, and they picked him up off the street. Josh Reynolds makes, I don't know what he makes. He gets more action than this kid. They don't believe in him. So if they don't believe in him and they don't think he's going to be worth it, I believe he could be dealt.
And I'm sticking with I don't think it's that. I look at this. Here's my history, and this is why I feel that way. 1,500 yards. We saw what happened in the national championship game if he does get injured. And everybody will say you keep going backwards. The reason why I keep going backwards, look at the cachet of player that has come on at that position from Alabama, that has had those type of yards. Julio Jones, was he any type of bust? Amari Cooper, was he any type of bust? Jerry Jeudy, he's not a bust. Figuring it out, he's not a bust. Calvin Ridley. I mean, the list goes on of players that they've had at that position to achieve high level. 1,500 at that level. I still think he's got something in that tank. So I'm going to say this is Cap. Next one on there. Cam Newton. Did you hear about Cam Newton, Ryan?
He's pissed.
Ooh. Did you hear about Cam Newton? This is a great picture, by the way. Did you hear about Cam Newton? Time has way. Cam Newton is mad because he says these game managers are getting too much love, and he most notably threw out Brock Purdy, Dak Prescott, Jared Goff, and
Tua.
Who?
Tua.
Threw out Tua Tagovailoa, saying that they were game managers and they weren't game changers. Do you feel the same way? Is this cap or no cap?
Yeah, I think this is cap by the letter of it. And I understand what he was saying.
Yeah.
I do disagree with it because I think look, football is the ultimate team game, right?
Yeah.
You saw what the San Francisco 49ers were without Brock Purdy. You saw what the Miami Dolphins were without Tyreek Hill. You saw what the San Francisco 49ers are without Deebo Samuel.
Trent Williams.
You see, I mean, you can go up and down the line with superstar players. I give these guys too much credit for the skills that they have to call them anything other than gamers. They're gamers. Those guys need their quarterbacks. Miami is not as good without Tua Tagovailoa than with Tua Tagovailoa, and clearly San Francisco is not either without Purdy. The Lions are not better without Jared Goff. They're just not. I mean,
you don't know that yet.
Who's the replacement? Give me who the replacement is.
I don't know. Teddy Bridgewater. I don't know.
Okay.
He's your backup quarterback.
Yeah.
We don't know what he looks like. I will tell you this: Jared Goff is a game manager. The other three aren't. So I'll say half cap.
Let me ask you this question. I think he's partly right, but I'll say it's cap. I think he's partly right, and I'll explain that. But
so you agree with me?
Yes, I do. I 100% agree with you. And with Dak Prescott, no one liked Dak Prescott before the season. Now all of a sudden everybody's saying, "Oh, he's the greatest quarterback ever." So you got to be careful because it's all about time and context. But I think he's partly right. I think it's partly some anger in there. It's partly some hate in there. But I think we're going to erase we're going to continue to push the envelope further on what a game managing quarterback is. Because I heard somebody on TV say that Tom Brady was a game manager for 10 years. And then I was like, last time I checked, he broke the record in year 8. That's not a game manager. A game manager doesn't have 4,000 yards in year 3. But anyway, I think if you're not a guy that's like Lamar Jackson, in nowadays game, everyone's going to call you a game manager. They'll look back and call Joe Montana a game manager in 10 years. Bet on that. Next one. All right, Lions will win more games than the Pistons this year.
No cap. I'm serious. I don't know how the Pistons win more than 9 games.
Because you figure the Lions will win 11.
I don't know why it matters. 2, 7, 9, 15. It's still pathetic. You're losing over 50 games, over 60 games in an NBA season. I don't understand where this all went wrong. How could it go this bad when you're picking good players from college? They just don't fit. I'm baffled, man. You pass on a Tyrese Halliburton, and I forgot the year. Who'd they take instead of Tyrese Halliburton?
Oh, my God. They had an opportunity to trade.
Yeah. Who'd they take? They passed up on Tyrese Halliburton. Was it Killian Hayes? Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, he's made some mistakes. Troy has made some mistakes.
Halliburton is the next superstar of the NBA.
Oh, my God.
He's cold.
He's
cold.
Guys,
he's not the only idiot. The Knicks
They got to win 15 games, right?
You would think so.
Yeah, he was involved in the 2020 draft class.
Yep, there it is. That was his first class.
And so Tyrese Halliburton was 12.
They got Killian, Sadiq, and Beef.
Killian was what, 7th?
7. Killian was 7.
Yeah, we always pick 5th or 7th.
Yeah, so Obi Toppin was picked after that.
He was a misses too.
That's the Knicks. The Knicks missed out on him.
Knicks have been missing since 70s.
They've been missing since the 70s. I want to take a break and I want to come back more of this.
Okay.
Cap, no cap, Intern AI coming up next. At 12 minutes. But first, a message from Guardian Alarm. They're your local security experts, have been for over 90 years. When you see this black and yellow sign out in front of your house, it tells the bad guys one thing:
stay out.
Whether you are at home or on the road, they're 24/7 professional monitoring, customized solutions from real experts, and technology backed by people means you are backed by the best. Call this number right here, 1-800.
Stay out.
That number again, 1-800.
Stay out.
Call them today. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you.
Stay out.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Calling all landscapers. This is Darren McCarty. I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like to landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. even a weed whipper. Whether you landscape for your job or landscape for fun, get all your equipment from Outdoor Equipment Co., the official equipment provider of Woodward Sports. Michigan grown, family owned. OutdoorEquipCo.com.
What?
Oh, yeah. Nothing. G-G-G-G-A. Oh, sorry, I forgot. There we go. Oh, cheers, buddy. I think we need to get you a pick.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Hey, gang, let me tell you about Woodward Sports and Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. That's right, Les Stanford has expanded into Ferndale with the BG store, the Buick GMC. They're located on Woodward, just south of 9 Mile. Of course, though, if you need a Chevy or a Cadillac, Les Stanford standing strong in the great city of Dearborn, where they have been on Michigan Avenue for over 55 years. You could find the brand you want. Les Stanford now has all GM brands under one umbrella. LesStanford.com, LesStanford.com.
Find new roads.
Find them. All right, Braylon, we got a couple more cap, no cap before we get into some Michigan talk.
Uh-oh, I got the right shirt on for that. Well, let's run back by it. Cap or no cap. Let's start with this. Last night, Maz, did you see your favorite guy from Michigan State, coached by your other favorite guy? Time is up.
Did I ever?
Draymond Green with a vicious back slap. I thought it was a Bruce Lee karate move. Should he be suspended more than 10 games? Last time, this will be the third time this season, he was suspended 2 games, then 5 games, and now here we are, 3 suspensions to the season. Tom, should he be suspended 10 or more games?
I'm glad you came to me first, because I watched this 100 times.
Yes.
And I get more mad every time I watch it. And I liked Draymond Green.
Ooh, past tense.
I still like him.
Okay.
But you know what? He has gone mad. He really has. He is way over the limit. He definitely should be. This is no cap. He should definitely be suspended more than 10 games.
Right.
He don't learn a lesson. He just don't give a damn. And he could have really hurt that guy.
Yeah,
that was terrible. That was chicken shit. That was bull.
It was.
You know what we were talking about yesterday with the quote-unquote Jordan rules?
Yeah.
If Draymond Green is playing in the 80s, this probably is no big deal. This is a Tuesday night. Another Tuesday night in the association.
Absolutely.
But it's not anymore. And Draymond Green has a pattern of this type of outburst on the court, in the practice facility, everywhere else. And I think it's time for the NBA to send a strong message to Draymond Green that this type of behavior is not acceptable. And even the Warriors, forget about the NBA for a second. If I'm the Warriors, if I'm Steph Curry, I say stop it. Because he hurt their team last night. He continues to hurt their team. The Golden State Warriors lost that game by 3 points. Do you think if Draymond Green plays that whole game that they lose by 3 points?
Probably not.
Probably. Well,
I'm joking.
Yeah, right.
I was joking.
Probably not.
Yeah.
So if I'm the Warriors, I say stop it. There's a pattern now, and it's been a pattern forever. But
it's not a pattern. It's him.
That's just what it is. I would sit him down. I would give him some strong consideration to sit him down for a minute.
That's weak. That's weak stuff.
I'm not about taking players' money because I was a player and I had my money taken for things that I didn't necessarily agree with. But anyway, I'm always going to side with the player, so I don't want to take money from the players. But at what point do you say that? And you know what? Also, I think it hit home harder, Ryan, is in the press conference. Nurkic goes up there and said, like, I mean, he hit me in the face. It wasn't uncalled for. And then these are the words that I think are gonna get him in trouble. He said, whatever's going on with bro. Like he said, whatever's going on with bro. He said, it's not basketball. Like, this is what he said. And, like, people have to listen to that. Whatever's going on with bro, talking about Draymond Green, it's not basketball. That makes people listen. He is benefiting from Joe D being the president of rules. He's benefiting from being the only goon left in the NBA because they're all gone. Adam Silver got rid of everybody that was over 28, kicked them all out the league damn near. And he's benefiting from being a part of the highest grossing franchise over the last 10 years. The Warriors, they don't want to send him, kick him out 10 games because what? It's bad for business. It's bad for pride. Right. Just like you said, they lost last night. So I think this is no cap. He should be suspended for 10 games because like you said, enough is enough. All right, what's the next one up there? All right, Lions have a real chance to be a wild card. Cap or no cap?
To be a wild card?
To be a wild card.
Yeah, they got a real chance.
It's a real chance, so that's no cap.
Because if Green Bay wins out, I do anticipate Green Bay getting to 10.
Okay.
If they're tied with Detroit, Green Bay would win the division.
Oh, wow.
They win the tiebreaker over Detroit. So Detroit absolutely has to get to 11.
Man, say you.
So I would say this is no cap. There is a chance the Lions could get the wild card.
No, it's cap. This is the year they're winning the NFC North.
I agree with you.
Green Bay is not going to win 10.
That's not the question.
I said there's no way they're being the wild card. They've got. I'm betting on a team with a 2-game lead with 4 to play. No way. That's cap.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Tom Mazaway on this one. I think it's no cap, just from the sense of, I think it's cap. They don't have a chance.
Can I just give you Green Bay schedule just for my own sake here?
Yeah, go ahead.
The Giants. Oh, they lost.
They've got the Packers at home, or excuse me, the Buccaneers at home.
Bucks, they won the last game.
They're 6-7. Okay. Well, I guess Packers are 6-7 as well. Yeah. Either way, Bucks at Panthers.
That's
1-12.
That's a win.
At Vikings.
I don't know.
And Bears.
Bears look bad.
Yeah, Bears. Well, that Bears-Packers game might be.
That sounds like sounds 3 out of 4 tough games.
Yeah. It look like I might have changed my answer.
They're all tough, by the way.
The last 2 are the tough.
They're all tough. By the way,
they probably could beat the Bucks, and they'll probably beat the.
Maybe they'll beat the Panthers.
How many more do we have? All right, here we go. Let's knock them out. Next one. Chicago should trade #1 pick and keep Justin Fields.
Man, I don't know what to do because I'll tell you this much. You know what you could do. You know how you could build a team if you have a quarterback on a rookie deal.
Right.
So you would essentially be trading 2 years for 5 years. You know what I'm saying? If you pick a quarterback, you're for the next 5 years. You have a quarterback on a rookie deal.
And you're saving money. You paid Montez Sweat.
Exactly. If you keep Fields, you get 1 year with a quarterback before you got to pay him.
Yeah.
So I would draft the quarterback. That's what I would do for that mindset alone.
Tom Mazaway, I come to you.
I'll say no cap. They should do it. I don't think they will. And I'll be happy to talk to Chicago and say, I'll take Justin Fields here with the Detroit Lions because I think that kid is going to be very, very good. I don't know if they'll make the right decision. It'll be the 3rd quarterback they've taken in the 1st round inside the last, what? How many years has Mitch Trubisky been around?
5 years.
So in the last 6 years, they will have 3 #1 pick quarterbacks. That to me, that's like a death sentence. So I wouldn't do it if I would. I would trade it, but they won't.
I would trade it too. At the end of this point, look, I think Caleb Williams, everybody said he's going to be the next one, including myself. I believe he is damn talented. But every draft, there's a generational talent. There's a new quarterback that's going to be the guy. What if Caleb Williams is the guy? He's 6 foot.
What if Caleb Williams becomes Patrick Mahomes? The Chicago Bears will have passed up on Patrick Mahomes and Patrick Mahomes 2.0.
And Josh Allen.
I think just for that, you gotta draft. You gotta draft Caleb Williams. You gotta draft Caleb.
Let me ask you guys something.
Okay, I'm up against it though, but go ahead.
This last one, just get out of the way.
Would you guys like to have Justin Fields as the quarterback of the Detroit Lions?
No.
Okay.
I would because the entire offense is predicated on accuracy.
Who said he's not accurate?
Nah, he's not accurate.
He's not accurate.
Well, in this
He looked
system,
accurate last Sunday.
But throwing offsides is different. Ben Johnson will be the Patriots coach next year.
False. Cap.
Cap.
All right, there it is.
All right, got to get a break in. We'll do Intern Alex talk Wolverine Wednesdays. We'll do it next. Big Boy, though, has a message for you, Tom Mazaway.
All right, guys. Wintertime in Detroit's always better with comfort foods from Big Boy. Try the veal parmesan or the new Southern Comfort chicken bowl. How about breakfast? The stuffed potato pancakes are back, as well as those great omelets. The Santa Fe Garden and the Lumberjack. The apple pie hotcakes are too good to miss. And top it all off with a gingerbread shake. Stop by your local Big Boy today.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, September 13th.
Join now at any Metro Detroit location. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Hey, gang, it's born in a cold winter basement in Detroit. Three buddies wanting more out of rock, paper, scissors. Everyone's played that game. They dug deep and they struck gold with this game right here. It's called Jack Labrador. Comes in this beautiful box. It's a great stocking stuffer. It's a brand new game for you and the family to play. You want to click on that QR code right above my head, and you will be able to take a peek and look at all the rules and all the fun you could have with the family with Jack Labrador. Check them out at jacklabrador.com.
Labrador.
I win.
You win. You got three, too. That's the three-point play.
Right there,
guys, hey, let's talk some Michigan football right now, shall we? With our good friend, Intern Alex. Intern Alex, part of our Wolverine Wednesday conversation, brought to you by our friends from Skinny Butcher. How you doing, Alex?
Hey, Alex.
I'm doing great. You know, I got 3 of my 4 classes done and one last final exam on Friday. Then after that, I can make Michigan football 100% of my attention instead of the usual 95. So,
I love that. I love that. One class left. One class left. And then do you come home for a little bit here?
Yeah, I'll be home for the next few weeks, and then I'll be heading out to Pasadena to go to the Rose Bowl and watch the Wolverine take on the Crimson Tide.
Fantastic. Maybe a little Wolverine Wednesday action next week here in studio.
Hey, you get your ass in here. We need some help.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Next week's National Signing Day as well. So we got to talk about the long-term future of Michigan football.
Yeah, we do.
Absolutely. Hey, Alex, team back to practice now after having a week off. What do you make of this week now heading into practice? The students have finals. Let's call them the student athletes have finals. What do you make of this week? How is it going for those players right now and building up their intensity for the game on January 1st against, I almost said USC because I'm thinking Rose Bowl against Alabama?
You know, I think it's big for them to get their rhythm going back this week. You know, a lot of them were banged up coming out of the Big Ten championship game. So should be a good, easy week to start installing the game plan and getting ready for Alabama and making sure you don't peak too hard or make it too intense before we play on January 1st.
Hey, Intern Alex, obviously we know who we're playing against. Playing against Alabama, the machine, blah, 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 all that good stuff. What matchup are you most looking forward to in that game? I got a couple ideas over here, but what matchup are you looking for in that game, Michigan versus Alabama?
From the Michigan side, I'm looking forward to this Michigan D-line versus the Alabama offensive line. We see they've had some rough games this year. Against Texas, they were not good. They've allowed the 8th most sacks in college football this year with 43, and they've allowed 34 more tackles for loss than Michigan has all year long in the rush game. So I think this Michigan defensive line can come in and really eat Alabama alive in the trenches.
And, of course, Intern Alex, on the other side of the ball, all the focus seems to be on J.J. McCarthy and this Michigan offense. They have not been hitting on all cylinders over the last month of the season. Penn State, Maryland, Ohio State, Big Ten championship game. What do you think needs to happen for this offense to kind of get in sync and to play their best football as they take on the Crimson Tide?
I think Michigan's game plan really needs to be similar to how it was against Ohio State, because this Alabama team, the weakness of their defense is their linebackers. They're not great in coverage, and they haven't been too great in rush defense either. This year, Alabama is only the 4th best rushing defense in the state of Alabama this year, behind Troy, Jacksonville State, which is in Alabama, and University of South Alabama. So Michigan really needs to exploit those linebackers in both the rush game and the pass game with the tight ends, and avoid that defensive backfield Alabama has, because they have 3 first-round talents in McKinstry, Arnold, and Caleb Downs, who's the best true freshman in college football this year.
Alex, how do you see this one playing out? I mean, you do have the right to reserve the right to change your mind. It is early in the process here. The teams are not even out in California until the 27th. I believe that's when they absolutely have to be there. But just an initial observation on how you see this game playing out. Do you think Michigan will be okay in this game, or do you think they'll struggle?
I think Michigan will be okay in this game, because if you look at the strong suits of Alabama, it's rushing with Milroe in the deep ball. And we've seen Michigan's been great defending the deep ball all year. They have one of the best pass defenses in college football, and just an amazing defensive backfield who've been playing great all year. I think the highest passer rate allowed by any of the 5 stars in Michigan's defensive backfield is like a 66, which is extremely low. So Michigan's great at stopping the deep ball, which is Milroe's best part. And then the interior defensive line and the edges, I think, are going to eat that Alabama offensive line alive. So I think Michigan will win in a pretty low-scoring slugfest, to be honest. I don't see either team having too good of a day offensively out in Pasadena.
Talking about Blake Corum, talking about Donovan Edwards, we didn't see necessarily a lot of the explosion between the two because of injuries by both. What do you expect those two guys to be for that game? Because I think, but I'll let you finish.
I think we're going to see an explosive day out of both of them. And I think Donovan Edwards is going to have maybe the bigger day than Corum for a change. Corum will probably get the touchdowns and all that. But as we've been saying all year, I think Donovan Edwards in the pass game needs to be getting going, because that plays right into Alabama's weaknesses.
Hey, you know, one of the interesting things, and I know the Vegas line isn't an indicator of who will win or not, but I did find this pretty incredible that 89% of the money is on Alabama, yet the line has actually moved in Michigan's favor. So that is an indication that tells me that Michigan is a little bit more of a stronger favorite than Vegas wants you to believe.
I mean, most of the money's on Michigan, and the line hasn't had too big of a movement. That just shows I think Michigan's going to win. You know, these sports books and companies are in business for a reason. It's because they make money and they know how to trap people into making the bad bets. So if that much money's on Alabama, that bodes great for me.
And I totally agree with you. I mean, it makes me feel better that all.
What's the number up to?
1.5. But it's gone from 1 to 1.5.
Right.
And 89% of the money is on Alabama.
I don't get it.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right,
Exactly.
Naz.
Hey, Alex, you been following anything on Michigan basketball? Anything new that we should know about?
I mean, today there's an official PR complaint filed against Juwan Howard by head strength and conditioning coach John Sanderson. So that will likely lead to an investigation in Juwan Howard, and we'll see what his future is here. It's not looking great on that front, but hopefully it works out and the program gets stabilized going forward.
Wait, I did not hear that.
Yeah.
An official
That's why we got Intern Alex.
That's right.
See?
You're breaking news here, Alex. So an official complaint from the strength and conditioning coach was filed today?
It was, yes, as reported online.
Wow. That's pretty major news.
Have you heard anything that went on?
So the rumors flying around the internet is that there's an altercation between John Sanderson and Juwan Howard regarding a lack of accountability within the program. And then apparently there's a physical altercation, but people are saying no punches were thrown and they had to be separated. So, obviously no one knows unless they're in the room where it happened, but that's what the rumors have been saying online.
That's a wise summary, young man. That is a very wise summary. Great job. Intern Alex, we always appreciate you, my friend.
Good job, kid.
All the best on your fourth and final of the semester. Knock it out of the park, young man. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Talk to you guys next Wednesday.
Bye, Alex.
All right, you got it. Talk to you next Wednesday. Intern Alex, part of our Wolverine Wednesday segment, brought to you by our friends at Skinny Butcher. We are going to...
Forgot to tell Alex, tell his father, man, thank you for those gifts yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
A bottle of wine. It was very
no
good.
doubt. Very good. All right, guys, we'll take a break. Come right back. When we do, we'll wrap it up. But first, a message from Fairway Packing Company. For over 60 years, Fairway Packing Company has provided Michigan's finest restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef, Wagyu beef, and dry-aged beef. You can experience the Fairway difference for yourself today. All you got to do, visit the steak shop in Grosse Pointe Woods for grab-and-go steaks. If you can't make it in person, order online. Fairwaypacking.com. Fairwaypacking.com.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
Hey there, everybody. Want to tell you about Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. And let me tell you, don't I look good right about now? That's because I experienced Lady Jane's and what it has to offer, the award-winning haircut experience. Over 100 locations nationwide, many of them locally here in the Metro Detroit area. You walk in, you sit down, and you get treated like a freaking king. Ooh. That's exactly what happened today here at Lady Jane's, and it can happen for you too. Running a contest now where you and 5 of your best buds can win a trip to the 2024 NCAA tournament, get a suite with no expenses spared. All you have to do is walk on into Lady Jane's, get your hair cut, and you'll be automatically entered to win. So come on into Lady Jane's. It's open 7 days a week. You can walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Wicked.
I want to make note of some of the people in the chat that are saying, how many takes did it for you, did the Fairway commercial take so you could eat all that Wagyu beef? And look, they
my mouth is watering.
Let me
when you're
tell
doing
you,
that.
they did it right. When we were there, they cooked they grilled so many steaks.
Did you get one, man?
We had a no, but you didn't get a steak. You like ate there. Like
I was in the neighborhood though.
Oh my gosh, it was
tasting.
Tremendous.
I'm just messing with you.
Tremendous. So I want to thank everybody out at Fairway for that. Maz, you got a couple of things.
I
as
do.
We end the
Hey
show
guys,
here.
did you know that Super Bowl 61? That is X. How do you do 61? It is X. Wait. LXI.
Okay.
LXI will be in LA at SoFi Stadium. Let me tell you the rest of the Super Bowl.
What's the significance of that?
That is going back to LA. They announced it today. They'll agree to it today at the owners' meetings. Next Super Bowl, of course, coming up February 11th of 2024. That's in Vegas at Allegiant Stadium. Then Super Bowl 59 at the Superdome in New Orleans. And then Super Bowl 60, which is Super Bowl LX. If you remember, we had XL here. LX will be in Santa Clara at Levi's Stadium.
Hard to believe. 20 years since the Super Bowl
20
in
years,
Detroit.
man.
17 years really, but when you add that up,
Isn't that
20
something?
years.
XL to LX.
Pretty incredible. And I think the only other, you could add Phoenix. This should just be a rotation of these 4 cities: Phoenix, Atlanta, and Tampa. Or Miami.
I love Miami.
Yeah.
I love Tampa. I
Yeah.
love those outdoor Super Bowls.
What about Dallas, though?
Dallas.
Yeah,
Throw
Dallas is a
that
big
in there
one,
too.
too.
Yeah, it's great.
How about Detroit?
I hate the Phoenix. Whatever. You said Detroit?
Yeah.
Hey, we got decent weather in that
Yeah,
Super
it was a
Bowl.
great Super
Would have
Bowl.
been nice.
It's like 50 degrees, man.
Would have been nice.
Absolutely.
If what, Jerome Bettis would have scored a touchdown? I want him to get in so bad.
Hey, Pistons put their 20-game losing streak on the line tonight. They are home against the Sixers, and then they will be at Philly on Friday. Will it be tonight that the 20-game losing streak comes to an end? Bray, you're a player on the Pistons right now.
No, I wouldn't.
No, you're a player.
I quit.
I figured.
I quit.
How are
Hard pass.
how are those guys feeling right now?
Miserable.
With this hanging over them.
Miserable because they don't have that. They're losing a lot of games. Like, they're losing a lot of games. It doesn't seem like there's any hope. They know that everybody's against them. They know that they got jokes being said by everybody from here to Kingdom Come. Like, it's a tough spot to be in there. And to go out every game and pretty much know you're going to lose, I don't know any feeling like it, man. I'd be pissed.
Man, but they got company. San Antonio's lost 17 in a row. I didn't check on them last night.
The difference
to
is
see if they were going for 18 or
the
not.
difference is you're waiting for that to turn around because you know it will. This, you're like,
Right.
Is it turning around?
Right, they got Victor
That's the
to lay
difference.
on, and we don't. Red Wings won last night on the road. They beat the St. Louis Blues. Blues fired their head coach, by the way.
Get out of here.
Yeah, they fired their head coach.
Same guy that won the chip.
Yeah, Craig Berube. He won a Stanley Cup 2 years ago, the only one in St. Louis history, and see ya.
Coming
He's
from
gone.
last place, too.
He gone.
Oh, Nick Nurse. He won the Raptors only. He gone.
And the whole Hurricanes will be here tomorrow. So
Good team.
I know we talked about the Shohei thing, guys. But Pete, put up the numbers on the Shohei deal. The tax evasion of Shohei and the Dodgers.
So
Do you understand that he can leave L.A.
And he
at the end of
probably
this,
will.
and he won't have to pay the
Right.
tax to California?
Right. He'll save himself $98 million with this by doing that.
But the Dodgers, they found a loophole because they're still trying. They're going to still try to sign another guy from Japan for $100 and something million, and they want another player for another couple of $100 million.
Good for them for being innovative. It sounds like you got a problem with them being smart.
Yeah, I
about
do have
it.
a problem with them.
They're innovative, but they've given you a plan. So
I
now
know.
Scott Harris, hey,
I agree.
Pay attention,
Yeah,
son.
pay attention.
Pay attention.
Please bring somebody here. Please.
Things that
Scott.
work, add them to your repertoire, and this definitely seems like it's going to work for the Dodgers. So add this to your repertoire.
This is like tax evasion. It's legal.
Well, Bobby Bonilla is the first person to do this.
Right.
Yeah.
Bobby Bonilla is still getting paid, and he hasn't played for the Mets in over 20
Right.
years.
Unbelievable.
Oh well.
Yeah.
That's it. Bray, get us out of here, big guy.
Great show. Great bounce back show. We told you guys we figured it out, and that we did. 2 more shows to the end of the week, and guess what? Lions play Saturday, so the game's even almost here. So tune in tomorrow. We'll have some fun. We'll be filling the blank. Oh, excuse me. It'll be top 10 Thursday.
yeah, top 10 Thursday.
So I'm right back up. We'll have some fun. The gang all be here. JB, Pete, Maz, my man Ryan.
How about some
Ryan.
trivia Thursday?
Oh, you know what? I'm bringing some trivia.
Double
so
dip.
Let me get out of here before I late pick coach up. And then, I'm calling y'all to miss coach. I done got no gas. So I'm out of here. I'm out of here. See you guys tomorrow. Appreciate you for tuning in. Ermanni Edwards with Maz.
See ya.